Good evening, Mia. This is your bedtime story. I just had to touch up my makeup because I felt like it was a bit ugly. I've got spots there. So I've just painted in my eyebrows. They look about the same length, don't they? Yeah, I'm happy with that. And you can't forget your lip liner and your big lips. So you look like Kim Kardashian. Anyway, getting back to the matter in hand. It's your nighttime story. It's Mr. Men the night before Christmas. Okay. It was the night before Christmas, Christmas Eve, and everyone was prepared for Christmas Day. Everyone except Mr. Wrong, who thought it was the night before his holiday. He's such a wrong and Mr. Wrong. All the Mr. Men had decorated their Christmas trees except for Mr. Muddle, who had decorated himself. Oh, he's so silly. Mr. Muddle, look. He's so silly. Okay. And everyone had sent their letter to Father Christmas in good time, except for little Miss Late, who had only sent her letter that morning. Would it get to Father Christmas in time? Mrs. Late, you're so silly. Bless her. In each house, the Christmas cakes were baked. Mr. Greedy had sensibly baked 3. 1 for Christmas Eve, 1 for Christmas Day, and 1 because you never know when you might feel peckish. That's Mr. Greedy. It's a little bit like me there, don't you think? In each house, the stockings were hung by the chimney, in the hope that Father Christmas would soon be there. Mr. Small was not entirely sure it was fair that you had to hang up your own stocking. Well, when you're a big girl like me, apparently you don't get stockings. Father Christmas doesn't like stockings for adults. Thanks, Father Christmas. In each house, the presents were wrapped. Little Miss Naughty's friends were in for quite a surprise. See all that chicken and monkey stuff? Look, there's a little spider. That was my phone. I apologise for that. Hopefully we won't have any more disruptions. The carol singers had sung at each house. Mr. Noisy had loosened some tiles with his ding-dong merrily on high. Oh, Mr. Noisy, you're so noisy. At the North Pole, little Miss Christmas had wrapped presents from dawn to dusk, but finally the sleigh was packed. Oh, it's so exciting. I love Christmas. Father Christmas and Mr. Christmas sneaked in a quick cup of tea, waved goodbye to little Miss Christmas, and then they were away. But would they stop at little Miss Late's house? Little Miss Late, will you ever learn? Okay. It was the night before Christmas, and all through the land, not a Mr. Man was stirring, not even little Miss Chatterbox. Makes that change? They were all dreaming about a visit from Father Christmas. Mr. Greedy was nestled all snug in his bed with visions of turkey and sprouts dancing in his head. Everybody was fast asleep. Everybody. Well, not quite everybody. Little Miss Lane was... Error. Little Miss Late was laying in bed, worrying about whether her Christmas letter had arrived in time. And then, in the distance, she heard the tinkle of sleigh bells. Oh, I love that sound. You know Christmas is coming. Little Miss Late jumped out of bed and ran to the window, just in time to see a sleigh and 8 tiny reindeer swoop low over the garden. She knew in an instant it must be Father Christmas. She held her breath. Sorry about that. I didn't think it would go again. Okay, and listened. Sorry, I was just holding my breath to see how long I could do it. That was quite good though, wasn't it? The sleigh disappeared out of sight. The tinkle of bells faded. Oh no, I forgot Mrs. Late. Won't be late next year, will she? And then grew stronger as Father Christmas and Mr. Christmas circled over Miss Late's house and glided to a hole in her roof. Oh, Miss Late, you're so lucky. Oh. She heard the patter of little hoofs, the sound of heavy footsteps above her head, and knew the letter had arrived in time. Little Miss Late dashed down to her living room. Don't spoil the surprise, Miss Late. Just as Father Christmas and Mr. Christmas emerged from the fireplace. Oh, you're not supposed to see Father Christmas. He's a secret. Father Christmas was dressed all in red from his head to his foot, with a bundle of toys on his back. He took a parcel from his sack and placed it in her stocking. That doesn't sound wrong. And here is something for next year, said Mr. Christmas, laying a present beside the Christmas tree. And then, with a grin and a wink, they disappeared back up the chimney. Little Miss Late looked at the present Mr. Christmas had left her. Can you guess what it was? I think you'll know, Mia. You know everything. Oh my goodness, it was an advent calendar to help her remember when to post her letter to Father Christmas next year. What a good idea. The end. Now, I know it's really hard because I'm so beautiful and it's kind of hard to take your eyes off me, but what a good story. I hope you sleep tight, Mia, and I love you very, very much. The end. Goodbye. Love you very much.